this video here is going to be probably like, it's going to take me a few days to make, because I kind of want to show kind of the basics of rewiring, you know, kind of turning it into more of a race car than in a street car. So basically, I took the carpet back out, and I want to get to, in order to get to all the wires, I needed the carpet out, so all this is going to be gone. Basically, what I want to do is just run the basics, which means I want brake lights, tail lights, headlights, which is this one wire here, okay, which is basically, oh, and all these electronics that were here, that's all gone. I got the intake back on, and yeah, basically just got everything really simplified. You know, it's much more simple than it was. I have the wiring harness here, basically all set and all simplified to hopefully go on the way I was hoping. Wrap it around here, then over to the firewall over there. And I picked up this painless, what do you call it, the braid, this power braid from Painless. This is really good stuff. You know, I'm going to basically rewire the whole car with this, and it comes with some like self-vulcanizing tape, I guess it's called, vulcanizing tape, and so you can make good joints, you know, and all that. So yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and take off all of the sheathing, that like the factory sheathing that you see, you know, like all of this plastic tape and all that, just so I can get to all the wires I need to, you know, because this big bundle here, all I really want to go to the back is the tail lights, brake lights, and turn signals, and the fuel pump. So I'm not sure what else is in here. I mean, that may be all that's in there already, so I'm gonna take it apart to look and see what all I need for the back of the car. So, and yeah, and this column here has a ton of wires on it. I'm gonna take out everything I don't need. You know, I'm not gonna have like hazards, the horn. Just, there's a lot of things that we don't need. There's a lot of wires for the windshield wipers, you know, for the washers. What else? Yeah, there's a lot of controls. The controls that were here for the AC, okay, all these controls, the radio controls, or the speaker wires, you know, that go throughout the car, that's all over here too. That's this one here. And yeah, there's just a lot, and I'm gonna simplify it. Like, I'm gonna basically, you know, I'm gonna make a diagram of everything I need, you know, everything I want the car to have, basically, and go ahead and like I said, I ordered a piece of carbon fiber that I'm gonna use to mount all the relays and everything on, and I took the relay board that I made out, kind of made some marks on it, but yeah, this is all going to be transferred over to a you know, that carbon fiber board. And I ordered another one of, not the, more of like a bus bar that just has the main power on it, that I can, you know, distribute to other components. So what else? Yeah, so I'm basically just going to clean it all up. So this is just like an introduction to this video. I want to, like, I haven't got the carbon fiber yet and all that. I want the whole video to just to be, you know, from start to finish. So, but anyway, I'm gonna get to work, start tearing everything apart, all the wiring and all that. I'm not gonna film it. Just I'm gonna come back when I get things more organized and up to date and show you guys the carbon fiber and all that. So, all right, we'll be back. All right, so we made some good progress. I may have gotten a little carried away, but I'm gonna basically rewire the whole entire car. So I just basically took everything out. It's a clean slate. I have a few things over here still. That's actually not wires for the car. That's for the wideband. That bundle there of wires. That's for the AEM wideband. And but yeah, everything else is out. Completely gone. This here goes to the door for the speakers and stuff like that. So yeah, and then this basically comes from the rear of the car right here. So I kind of made it into like a flying lead where I'm going to connect everything, and this normally went this way, okay, and then up into the fuse box, up into this area here. But what we're going to do, since I'm putting the fuse box and the relays over there, this is going to go tucked in nice like this, up over the hump here, and then around, and then over to there. Okay, so that's the way I'm going to do it. And then I'm still going to use, you know, the ignition switch and all that over here. I have the plugs for that. I'm just going to tap into those and run. I'm not going to need very many. Okay. Only thing I'm going to need out of this harness here, I mean, all these wires that go to the back of the car are basically, I mean, a lot of what I don't need. I mean, there's speaker wires in here. There's what else? There's like a fuel cutoff switch that's like wired up on FoxBodies. I know it's somewhere in here, and it doesn't need to be used. It's in case you get into an accident. It's like a switch it's like a breaker that turns the fuel pump off. So all we really need back here is fuel pump, tail lights, brake lights, and the fuel sending unit. That's all we're going to have back there. So all these wires, you know, they're not really going to be used. I believe this green one here is the fuel pump. I'm not sure. I think these thicker ones here, these thicker green and yellows, these are to do with the tail lights. But anyway, I mean, I'll go through them and you know, figure them out and get them to work and all that. So, but yeah, we're gonna keep on going. This video is going to be a little bit longer than usual. It may take a couple days to get the relay panel. I don't know if I should break this up into more than one video or not. We'll see. Alright guys, it's a couple days later, or actually just the next day, and what we're doing is I'm running the headlights right now, and I kind of simplified it to where I'm only running the headlights and like the parking lights, these here. For right now, I'm not going to hook up the turn signals. I'm not going to use them, so it's just going to simplify things. But the wires are still here in case in the future I want to put the turn signals back on. So that's no big deal. But yeah, so we're just going to continue on here. So moving to the back, I was trying to explain to you guys about that switch here. That's they call that the inertia switch, I guess. And so basically all we need back here is a fuel pump, the fuel level sending unit, if I'm going to use it, I don't know, and the tail lights and brake lights. So your brake lights, this is a tail light, this is your reverse light, okay, here, which comes to your clear, which I didn't have those hooked up anyway, you know, with the Toyota transmission. I never hooked up the reverse lights, so I'm gonna probably just leave those off. And then here is the brake lights and tail lights. So in here I need to figure out the brake light situation on that. So most likely I'm going to eliminate this inertia switch, probably just short these together just to bypass that, because that's the last thing you want to do, you know, if at the track, you know, you shake the tires or you know, anything, I don't know, the car gets a little loose or something like that, you could trip the inertia switch and shut your fuel pump off. So we don't want that. Alright, so let's just keep moving along here. I I've got today, I believe the piece of carbon fiber that I bought came in, so I need to run to my mailbox and check that out to see if that came in, and then I can start on the relay board that's gonna go over there. So here's my bundle from the back of the car, and that's, like I said, that's gonna come up over the hump, over, and then to the relay. I mean, to the fuse panel that I'm gonna make and the relay board. So yeah, so we'll just keep going on. All right, guys. So I went and got got my mail and got the carbon fiber board. So we are replacing this mess with that. So yeah, that's gonna look pretty good. I just need to figure out how I want to run everything, because I also have this large distribution block here that I thought was going to be a little bit, this is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be, and I wanted to kind of incorporate it on here somehow, but it looks like I'm going to have to mount it somewhere else, maybe off to the side, and run the wires in to these poles here, and then you feed your relays off of that. So remember, whenever you're wiring, you want your fuse to be before the relay. So a good rule of thumb is you want your fuse as close to the power source as possible. So when I relocated my battery in this car, I put the fuse is right here, right next to the lead that goes into goes on the battery. So I have a big fuse in there, and that's pretty much how you want to do it. So if anything in the car, if anything in the car shorts, it cuts off in the back. It doesn't, there's no space between to where it can touch ground and catch fire. So that's a big thing. So what you want to do, that's why you always run your fuses before your relay. So if there's ever an issue, it'll kick the fuse closest to the power. So anyway, that's how you do it. Okay, so basically what you got to do is I'm going to have to run like a jumper, like I did here, basically like a pigtail. What that is ground. So you want to ground all of you can ground all the relays together, and then to chassis ground. And so you basically, I'm gonna have to make a new one though. This only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 6 relays. I may not need 6, I may only need 5, I don't know. So, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys this. This will probably be the thumbnail picture there. So yeah, I'm happy the way that's gonna turn out. But yeah, I'm gonna probably cut this video off here and come back whenever I get some more things wired up. So I just want to give some advice on like wiring. It seems like if you look at this mess over here of wires, it seems like a lot, and it's easy to get discouraged. Basically, you just want to take one system at a time. You don't, like what I do is I'll say, okay, I need headlights. So you go to the front of the car, figure out where your headlights are, what you want to run, and run your wire. So I ran it through here, up and through here. It's going to be tucked. So the front of the car, I relocated the overflow tank too. It was here. Now I have nothing here. Like I was gonna put a fuel cell there, and I still may do that in the future. But for now, I'll put this there. It gives me more room for my intercooler piping here. So anyway, yeah, as you notice, all this is cleaned up. It's going to be like a wire tuck. There's not going to be any wires exposed here at all. It's all going to be inside. Coming through here, right into that port there. That port on FoxBodies is where they run the cruise control. Okay, so you can use that. It's got a nice rubber grommet, and you can use that to run some wires through. So I might have to zip tie this up a little bit out of the way, but I mean it's pretty well out of the way already. So okay, and like I said, it seems like a daunting task. I've got the chassis harness, or not the I'm sorry, that's the engine harness right there, and basically, I'm just gonna start laying it in seeing where everything goes, you know, take it one at a time, one wire at a time, and see what I need, and see how far it needs to go to get to the fuse panel. That's going to be over here. So yeah, and I don't know if any of you guys have taken apart Ford wiring. It's really bad. Man, I don't know. It's hard to explain how bad it is. Like the Ford people that worked for Ford back in the 80s, they must have been drinking on the job, because they would splice wires. I mean, there was some wires that were just open, like just in they run in the harness, that are just not, like, because this is an LX, not a GT. You know, well, obviously it's not a GT, but this is an LX, and it's like a base model LX, so it doesn't have fog lights, it doesn't have power windows, it doesn't have all those things. So, but the wiring harnesses, they kind of build them so that they work in all the cars. So this car has a lot that's not used, and what they did was they just cut them off and just left it in the harness, like open. So it's pretty rough, and I'm glad I'm doing this. I'm glad I'm ripping it all out and only putting in what I need. And I'm gonna get some good quality wire. I was thinking of reusing some of this wire, but it's 25 years old, and wire is not that expensive. You know, I could probably get a couple 100 feet of wire in different colors on, I know that Painless sells it. It's really, really good wire, and the gauges are, you know, spot on for what they are. They have them labeled and everything too. So I'm gonna probably order that, and yeah, basically just rewire the entire car. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. You know, like I said, just if you're gonna rewire your car, take your time, and kind of take it one step at a time, and don't get discouraged. If it seems like it's too much, walk away, go do something else, come back later, and you know, just like do it one system at a time. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'll be back, and the next video is gonna be probably the car wired up, and I'm gonna go through it and explain it all. So, all right, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Check you next time.